Hey everybody, welcome to Buratech. In this episode, I'm going to be telling you how by watching online tutorials is going to make you rich. Alright, welcome back. Before we start this video, I want to make sure you like and subscribe. The more likes and subscribers we get, the more content we can make. So, if you don't already know, I run a company called Mammoth Interactive, and we make online training tutorials. Now, the reason why I love making online training tutorials is because I actually used online learning to get my career going. And believe it or not, just how the chips fell down, I ended up making tutorials for a living. But it goes more than that. Now, of course, when someone starts a business, chances are they really like what they do, and it's because they really feel a need for whatever product is that they're actually doing to be out there. And for me, online learning has absolutely changed my career, and it changes a ton of other people's career too. Now, I'm going to tell you right now that if you're not learning online, you are not going to be more successful and frankly more rich in the future. And this is a very interesting thing to talk about. The main reason is that if you have two people and one person is a complainer and they don't want to learn online and another person is spending their free time learning online, who do you think is going to be more successful in the future? Well, chances are the person who's learning online every single day is going to be more successful. Remember, learning compounds just like compound interest. The more money you save and put into compound interest, the more money you'll have in the future. So instead of banking cash, you need to bank knowledge. Now, one thing about online learning is that it's possible to go down the road of people that give you bad advice, and I've definitely had my share of bad advice and people that have followed that have given me absolutely terrible advice. And I'm probably gonna make a whole video about that, but that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about today is how you can learn online to make you more rich. So one of my favorite stories about learning online was in my first year of university. I went to a history class and I failed the first test. Half the class failed as well, but I did fail it. Now, I'm not personally a student who fails, so this was rather a shock. In fact, I doubted my whole university career just because of this one test. Don't ever do that, by the way. Just because you fail a test or a course doesn't mean you're worthless. It might mean that you need to reevaluate your life, but it doesn't mean that you're worthless. Lots of successful people fail. So after I failed that test, I started to study harder, but what I realized is that Wikipedia was a very good source. And this was when Wikipedia was brand new in the early 2000s. So for the next test, I didn't even open up the textbook, but I just used Wikipedia to study, and I got a B+. And then the next test, I did the same thing, and I got a B. And I thought it was absolutely amazing. So from that point forward, I realized that online learning is really good. So after that test, I would tell my professors that I did this, and none of them liked it because no one likes Wikipedia in academia, but that's a topic for another time. Anyway, I started doing Photoshop tutorials in my spare time in university, and one day I realized that perhaps you might not even need to go to post-secondary, you could just learn everything online. Now, I don't think that's a really good idea, but you can learn quite a bit from online learning. And this was 15 plus years ago, so the ecosystems around online learning is much better. So my famous story is I bought a subscription to learn how to make Xbox 360 games, and once I did that, I produced an Xbox 360 game and my career skyrocketed after that. A few years later, everyone wanted to learn how to make games, so I started an e-learning company. But I will never forget all the jobs and success I got from learning online. So the site that I subscribed to was 3D Buzz, which is a now defunct site, and maybe I should do a video about that site because it was absolutely amazing, and it does have a little bit of a tragic story. But stay tuned to this channel because I'll do a video about that in the future. So even though it cost me money to subscribe to 3D Buzz, I made more money through freelancing in the future, and I made more money with my Xbox 360 game anyway. So even though I had almost no money at the time, I did pay for a 3D Buzz subscription because I thought it was so valuable. But nowadays, there are a ton of free videos on YouTube, and you can actually get pretty far. I actually do go to YouTube first, and then I buy online courses later. I probably buy at least one online course a month. If not, I'm buying an ebook or an audiobook or something like that to learn something new. I am always learning. And this is the thing that will absolutely make you rich. You constantly have to be learning. You have to spend some part of your day every day learning something new. And it doesn't have to be about your career, although it's really good. If you want to be a coder, you should learn to code every day. You should be watching tutorials absolutely every single day. But you should always be learning something new, whether it's cooking or swimming, or it doesn't matter what it is, you should always be learning. Because again, going back to the beginning of the video, if you have two people and one person just complains and doesn't learn online, and the other person does learn something new every day, that person is gonna be way more successful. Now, it also really makes sense that you should do this. So what makes online learning so good? Because you can start right away. You can either watch a YouTube video or buy a course and build an app today. It's absolutely amazing. This is something that you can't do. Back in the late 2000s, when I wanted to make the Xbox 360 game, there was absolutely no course anywhere on the planet that showed me how to do it. The only place that allowed me to make an Xbox 360 game and had tutorials was a subscription on 3D Buzz. And I think that was absolutely cool because I knew the potential of doing that. So whatever it is you want to do, you can just simply buy a course or learn online right now. So there's a very old saying in sports: when you're not training, somebody else is. And if you're not learning, then somebody else is. And specifically, if you're not learning online in a course that will get you from A to B as quickly as possible, then someone else is. And the people that figure out the fastest way to learn the most amount of knowledge will be absolutely more successful in the future. So there's a lot of other factors that make you successful, like ambition, time management, soft skills, which I always talk about on this channel. But one thing that you should be doing, and you have complete control over, by the way, is how much you learn. And if you really want to be successful, you need to control the things that you have control on and really forget about the things you don't have control on. So this is something that I have a problem with to this day and to this very second. There's a lot of things I can't control and it really annoys me, but I really wish things would change. So I only focus on the things that I can control, even though it's insanely annoying on the things that you can't control. So I own an e-learning company and I think e-learning is absolutely amazing. In fact, you should follow us on Twitter at Mammoth Company. And if you follow us on Twitter, you can get more of the videos that we release for free, not only on our Mammoth Interactive channel, but our Buratech channel here. And if you really like this channel, you can buy our digital products down below, because we make e-learning content that allows people to learn the most amount of knowledge in the least amount of time. If you really like this channel, you can subscribe to Mammoth Interactive's huge library of content. It really does help me out when you subscribe monthly or yearly. Our goal is to get to 10,000 monthly subscribers, and if we do, we can be the best e-learning company out there, so we really need your help. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.